Well, that is primarily because you are giving it only a negative definition. You can also look at debt in a positive way, which means there is an active principle going on where you are flowing different forms of abundance through yourself to others in such a way that allows you to attract even more. So the idea is depending on how you define the concept of debt and not always frame it in a negative construct. However, at the same time, you have to be honest within yourself about looking as to why you may have created an imbalance in the idea of your outflow with your inflow. And you may be restricting the ways in which you are allowing abundance in its different forms to come to you, which may be creating a bottleneck that allows you to experience more outflow than inflow because you are restricting the inflow by not seeing the different forms of abundance that are available to you as being equal to other forms of abundance and support. So you have to first and foremost balance all the ways in which you could be supported as being equal, all the different definitions of abundance as being absolutely equal in their ability to allow you to move forward and allow you to increase your input, while at the same time looking at the idea that if you are being honest with yourself and not acting out of anxiety, then your outflow as well will be in balance with your inflow automatically.
Spread love, man.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another deep dive. We love getting your questions and comments. And one thing that keeps coming up is debt. So many of you are struggling with it.
Yeah, it's tough, right?
Yeah, and it can feel so heavy.
Absolutely.
And like you just can't get out from under it. But we found something really interesting that might help.
This is going to blow your mind.
Yeah, so we're going to be checking out some ideas from Darryl Anka. He has a very different way of looking at debt.
Like completely different.
Yeah, like what if instead of thinking about it as this negative thing,
This burden, right?
right, it's actually part of like a bigger flow of abundance.
Yeah, when I first heard that, I like, ooh, but then when you start to think about it.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, so let's unpack that a little bit.
All right, so Darryl Anka, right off the bat, he talks about how we tend to think of debt with like this feeling of dread,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
like it's a bad word.
Totally.
But he says, what if we focus more on the flow of abundance, both in and out, instead of just the owing part?
Like everything that's coming in, everything that's going out, it's not just about what you owe, it's like the whole picture.
So it's kind of like, even though debt represents outflow,
Right.
like you're supporting other people, you're participating in the economy.
It's like this give and take, right?
Yeah, and he says like a high outflow, like a lot of debt, could actually mean you have a big capacity for inflow too.
It's almost like a superpower, You wouldn't have that outflow if you didn't have the potential for a really big inflow.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, so I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
Yeah.
So if the river is all about abundance, right, why wouldn't debt be like a dam blocking it up?
Okay, so that's where the whole reframing comes in, right? Like, what if instead of seeing debt as this big, scary blockage, it's actually like a sign of your ability to give?
Oh, okay, see.
So you think about it, you wouldn't be in debt if you hadn't invested in something.
Right, or supported someone or bought something.
Exactly, you're participating. That outflow, even if it feels overwhelming right now, it might actually be a sign of like how much you can attract.
So even though it feels really heavy,
Yeah.
it could be like a hidden potential.
Totally. It's like saying, hey, you were able to generate that outflow in the first place, so that means you have the capacity to attract just as much inflow.
Oh, okay. This is really making me think. But how do you actually like shift your mindset from being anxious about debt to this, abundance flow?
Well, Anka talks about how we need to broaden our definition of abundance. We often get stuck on money, money, money.
Right, like that's all it is.
But abundance can be so many things, like supportive relationships,
Yeah.
skills and talents,
Mm-hmm.
good health,
Yeah.
even just little things you enjoy.
Yeah, like I remember this one time, I was totally broke, but my friends, they were so amazing. They made me dinner, helped me brainstorm ways to make some extra cash. Looking back, that was totally abundance.
Exactly. It's like recognizing and appreciating all those different forms of wealth you already have.
Yeah.
It's like fighting back against those thoughts that tell you you're not enough or you don't have enough. When you start to see and appreciate all the good stuff you already have, it changes your whole energy.
Yeah, and that can like change your money situation too.
Exactly.
So this is all great, but how do we actually put this into practice? Like it's one thing to talk about abundance and energy, but what about real strategies for dealing with debt.
Okay, well, remember that river analogy. What if, instead of freaking out about the outflow, you focused on getting rid of anything blocking your inflow?
Like mental blocks.
Yeah, like maybe limiting beliefs.
Got it.
Anything that's stopping the good stuff from coming in.
Right.
So first, acknowledge the outflow your debt represents, and then think about all the inflow it shows you're capable of.
Okay.
And then instead of getting overwhelmed by the numbers, ask yourself, what are 5 different forms of abundance in my life right now?
That's a good one.
It could be your awesome friends, your amazing skills, a sunny day, anything.
Yeah. It's like, instead of stressing about bills, I can appreciate my warm house.
Yeah.
My friends who crack me up.
Totally.
Having clean water. Like, things we don't even think about.
Right. And when you feel that gratitude, that appreciation, you create this positive, abundant energy, and that can lead to new opportunities, new solutions. It's really powerful.
So debt doesn't have to be this terrifying monster we make it out to be.
Yeah.
It's about shifting our perspective and seeing our potential for abundance and making smart choices with our money while staying positive.
Absolutely. So here's a question for you. If you really, truly believed in your ability to attract abundance, how would that change how you handle your money?
That is a really good question. I think I'm going to be thinking about that for a while. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Let us know what aha moments you have as you explore these ideas.
Yeah, we love hearing from you.
Until next time, keep diving.
See ya.